Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
This segment of Weekend Newsnight brought to you by Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life.
A very good evening to you with the Sunday, July 21st edition of CBC Newsnight. I'm Ryan Broom in our top story. This year marks the 30th anniversary of Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley's association with the St. Michael Northeast constituency. During a special service at the Grace Hill Moravian Church to celebrate the occasion, she thanked the community and recommitted her support to it. Lorna Jones has more.
Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley celebrated her 30th anniversary at the Grace Hill Moravian Church in Spooners Hill. She reminded the congregation, which included cabinet members and constituents, of the importance of staying the course. She noted although progress may seem slow in coming, small changes make a difference.
Some days you don't see the evidence of progress, but when you pause and you look back and you reflect, then you understand how far you have come and you get the spirit and the inspiration to continue to walk further.
Prime Minister Motley thanked the community, her family, and colleagues for their support over the years. She says those 3 decades were not always victorious, but allowed her to build a lasting relationship with the constituency. The Prime Minister described this relationship as a motivation and committed her support to helping the community and Barbados reach full potential.
I want to say to you that as long as there is breath in my body, in or outside of Parliament, you are my family, you are my friends, and long may we walk together in fellowship, but also in a mission to make this country and this community the best that we can make it.
And during his sermon, Senior Pastor Reverend Dr. Adrian Smith urged the Prime Minister to stay focused on her goals.
You have come to the leadership of this nation for such a time as this. Others may have wanted it, but God ordained that in the pages of history, you will be the Prime Minister of this nation. Lead, my sister. Lead by the grace of God. Lead by the power of God. Do not get distracted.
He also encouraged Prime Minister Motley to continue listening to the people. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
Another news, a plea tonight for Barbadians to come out and support the Cropover Festival. It's coming from Minister of Information, Senator Lucille Moore, as she led by example took in the Big Show Calypso tent at the Sea Rocks Dome last night. We get more in this report.
Each Cropover season, thousands of Barbadians are brought closer together because of one single factor, the music. And that unifying force was evident at the Big Show Calypso tent this weekend. Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley and Information Minister Senator Lucille Moore were among the patrons attending. Senator Moore says the Cropover Festival has something to suit every taste and has encouraged Barbadians to support all it offers.
There's some big events coming up between now and Kadooment Day. I encourage everyone to go out and to get a taste of them. There are all types of events and events for every individual. And I would encourage everyone to go out and to really get a chance to hear all the music. Plus, certainly tune into all the radio stations. You know, we have 98.1, you have 94.7. They're both carrying all of the Cropover music.
The Information Minister also had this advice for the public.
Always ensure that you enjoy yourself, but I am also appealing to people as well to behave themselves and let us all have a peaceful and safe Cropover.
The lineup for the Big Show included some of the younger entertainers like Stiffy and Jamal Slocum. While among attendees of the event was Sir Trevor Carmichael. He says the inclusion of the younger entertainers and the general response to the tent indicates the future is bright for our culture.
This is alive and well, and this augurs very, very well for the continuation of Calypso in Barbados, especially when you see so many good young performers who are doing well, enthusiastically and efficiently.
7 Calypsonians from the Big Show tent have gone through to the Pick of the Crop finals. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
Thanks, Lorna. We're sticking with that crop over vibe. Kwon has successfully defended his title in the Scotiabank Junior Calypso Monarch Competition's 15 to 18 category, while the mighty Bit Bit and Shante tasted victory for the first time in the 6 to 10 and 11 to 14 categories, respectively. Now, all three categories were keenly contested as the competition took place last night at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium. In a competition that saw a shift from the traditional 2 age categories to 3, Kwon put forward a strong defense of his title with a Water Street Boys band Smart, producing the winning formula in what was his final year in the competition. Kwon amassed 82 points, 10 points clear of the overcomer in second place with an energetic performance of last. Now, third place went to Yahanje, while there was a tie for fourth between Renan and Aliyah. In the new 11 to 14 category, Shante emerged victorious with a total of 90 points, doing Stop the Violence, and narrowly edging second place Zavi, who got 86 points, while Miss Kebaba and Brown Star were third and fourth respectively. Then in the 6 to 10 category, it was a mighty Bit Bit turning in a performance worth 100 points with the style of old Calypso, while DJ placed second, Rhea B placed third, and Leandra came fourth. The winners in each category briefly shared how they felt with CBC News after the competition.
I was very nervous because I saw the tie, and then it's like, okay, Kimori was also great, the overcomer, but he came second. So I'm like, am I coming last? Like, you know, I don't want to come last, but I was confident with what the performance I had. So, you know, I'm very, very happy to be victorious tonight.
I was aiming, but as I said, up to the judges, and it was perfect.
It means a lot to me, and I really have to thank my mother because she did 95% of the work put in for me to be here right now.
Well, the Substance Abuse Foundation says it can no longer depend solely on donations and subventions from government to run effectively. This revelation from Chief Executive Officer Marietta Carrington as she addressed the graduation ceremony at Verdun House. Sharika Griffith has more.
Chief Executive Officer of the Substance Abuse Foundation, Marietta Carrington, says everyone benefits when a substance abuser is rehabilitated and returned to his or her family as a productive citizen.
Addicts sometimes resort to crime, not because they're bad people, they're simply sick people in a desperate effort to support their addiction. This makes for unsafe communities, and all of us, every single one of us bar none, lose a sense of security. Our businesses suffer serious loss of productivity, and we have some politicians in the room. We cannot afford this in this present economy.
But Ms. Carrington says fierce competition from an ever-increasing number of charities has all but dried up the foundation's usual avenues for funding. In an effort to ensure the foundation's continued existence, it embarked on a solar photovoltaic rooftop project, and the facility now earns about $100,000 a year by selling the energy generated from its hundreds of solar panels back to the Barbados Light and Power. The foundation also gained approval as a TVET Council Assessment Center, and today 24 men and women, including past clients whose faces will not be shown for privacy reasons, were rewarded for completing a CVQ Level 2 solar photovoltaic panel installation roofer fitter course.
This qualification means something in every CARICOM member state, and our candidates have all passed all of the units for which they were being assessed. I don't know about you, but I think this is a remarkable achievement. We work with struggling candidates who felt the intense weight of studying, and who for some is the very first time they have completed anything or graduating with anything, let alone a recognized national or Caribbean qualification.
Given the success of the roof-mounted system at Verdun House, there are now plans to establish a ground-mounted solar PV system on this plot of land, which will generate even more energy and hopefully more revenue for the foundation. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Thanks, Sharika. The late Victor Roach is being remembered as one of Barbados' fiercest fighters against drug abuse. Former manager of the National Council on Substance Abuse, Tessa Chatterton Shaw, says a brilliant light has been dimmed.
Victor was an indefatigable warrior in the fight against drug abuse and drug addiction. He was extremely passionate about speaking out against the ravages and the scourge of drug addiction and alcoholism. He was the heart, soul, and body of NCPAD, the National Committee for the Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Dependency. He will be sorely missed in the field, and we express our deepest sympathies to his family and his loved ones, and we pray that he will rest in peace or rise in glory.
Now, the former president of the National Committee for the Prevention of Alcohol and Drug Dependency passed away on Friday at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital after ailing for some time. He was also a warrior against smoking in public places. May he rest in peace. We'll go to news from the region now. In Guyana, Traffic Chief Lyndon Isles is pleading with motorists to change their behavior on the roads. So far this year, more than a dozen people have died in road accidents. Javon Vickery reports.
The statistics to date illustrate that there was a 20.8% increase in fatal accidents and a 19.2% increase in deaths resulting from fatal accidents from the period January 1 to April 3, 2019. As of June 2019, in the Georgetown East Bank district, there were 13 road accidents which claimed the lives of 14 persons thus far. On the East Coast, there were 5 accidents where 6 persons lost their lives. Traffic Chief Lyndon Isles affirmed that the current culture of driving must desist immediately in order to stop road carnage, which has torn apart families as a result of the tragedies.
Our records will show that we have prosecuted several persons for various offences throughout the country, right? And we'll continue to enforce, we'll continue to educate so that persons there will come a time when persons will realize that there's an attitude, the attitude they'll have to change.